I had to come up with an ensemble of characters for Zootopia. Zootopia is a whole world, and Zootopia is a metaphor for life and for America. So it was really a kind of, I had to find a number of characters that could stand in for the whole panorama of humanity and the whole panorama of America. So I've chosen them primarily for their situations in life. And the situations that I'm looking for were contrasts between what would it be like for such and such a person with such and such a personality to be born into the body or the species of an animal that is not typical of what you would expect of them. It's not a perfect match. So for example, the character of Mimi the squirrel is chosen because she's the one ordinary character in the world of exotic zoo animals from around the world. And she's quite commonplace, and she wants to fit in with the exotic animals. So it didn't have to be a squirrel, but I happen to like squirrels a lot. In fact, I think that if squirrels were rare, they would be among the most wonderful creatures, and most favorite creatures in the zoo. But the fact is that if you go to a zoo, you see a few wild animals. You see squirrels, you see sparrows, you see just a few little animals that are there who are not there to be in the zoo. And so that's how I happen to choose squirrel for her. I had 5 main characters who were all underdogs who were having difficulty getting to be what they want to be, because that was the test of Zootopia, right? It promises you can be whatever you want to be. An animal can be whatever he wants to be, but these characters were not having such an easy time of it. Roscoe was important because he was from a reviled species. And that's what I was going for. Everybody hates hyenas. Almost everybody hates hyenas. I have an aversion to hyenas, and that's why I wanted to make him my hero, because that was the perfect example of how bias against a species can affect the way you see an individual. So he was a good hyena, but people only saw him as being a typical hyena. And the reason I chose Mimi and made her a squirrel was that her role in the franchise is that she's practically perfect. She does everything right. She has not only does she have merit because she's a squirrel and she can do all these wonderful things, but she also is the exemplar of all the values of Zootopia. She accepts other people without expecting them to be anything special. She just likes them for who they are. But even she can't get credit where due despite all that because of the flaws of others.